It's the handiwork of one of our most respected singer-songwriters. With Lee Cowan, we take note of Lucinda Williams.
I changed the kind of car I drive, so you can't see me when I go by.
Not too long ago, at the legendary Troubadour nightclub in Hollywood, some of the music industry's best and brightest gathered to honor the woman Time magazine once called the best songwriter in America.
For the past year, I've been in full-blown Lucinda Williams obsession mode.
The Queen, Lucinda Williams.
The great Lucinda Williams, I'm telling you.
Lucinda Williams, an artist so gifted with words, her colleagues struggle to find the right ones to describe her.
A lodestar artist and writer, poet laureate of the ages.
The only thing missing was Lucinda Williams herself, who sadly was a bit under the weather.
Your colleagues were saying some of the most amazing things about you. They were calling you the Queen, they were calling you a poet laureate, they were calling you every name in the book. How does that...
Really?
Oh, it was amazing. Is it hard to accept that love, sort of, sometimes?
I can accept it. It's just, I'm not sure how to respond to that, you know, all the awards and everything.
Lucinda has always been pretty modest. She won her first of 3 Grammys back in 1994 for Passionate Kisses. Mary Chapin Carpenter made it famous, but back then Lucinda was too self-conscious to accept the Grammy in person.
You just kind of freaked out?
I got nervous about what am I going to wear? What if I can't afford what I need to get to wear? I started nitpicking at myself to the point where I talked myself out of going.
Which in part is why, for all her success, there's a certain anonymity to her, too. She rarely followed the rules of stardom, which may have denied her the fame of some of her peers. No matter, she thrived on the fact no one could pin her down to a single genre.
3 little boys are found in the river. I was inspired by so many different styles of music, but I didn't want to just pick one style to do. I love interpreting songs. I love songs.
Do you remember the first song you wrote?
It was called The Wind Blows.
Yeah?
Very simple and basic. The wind blows and it blows through the town, and the people in the town hear it blow.
She wasn't even a teenager then. She kept writing and performing for decades. Her breakout was Carwheels on a Gravel Road. Music critics lauded it as one of the most important albums of the 90s. Lucinda Williams had arrived at the age of 45.
Are you glad in some ways that you were a late bloomer?
I don't even really think about that. I don't think about age so much.
Age still doesn't?
No. I mean, I'm 70 years old and I'm just now doing your show.
Are you all right?
She wasn't country, she wasn't blues, she wasn't folk. She's really all of those and more.
I wanna know the touch of my own skin.
Her voice is raw. What it lacks in range, it makes up for in power. So much so, her friend Emmylou Harris once commented that Lucinda can sing the chrome off a trailer hitch.
Let's try switching.
But it's her writing, her phrasing, her storytelling, where her genius really shines.
But all of these are just notes for one song? There must be 100 pages.
There are verses to, you know, like something I started but didn't finish. Across the sleepy city and the twinkling lights.
When you're singing a song that's so personal like this one, does all those memories come back?
Yeah, a lot of them do. Sometimes I get kind of sad. He had a reason to get back to Lake Charles.
She's a Louisiana girl at heart, born in Lake Charles. She grew up bathing in that Southern Gothic gumbo that informed so much of her style.
Be my lover, don't play no game, just play me John Coltrane. I'm like a female Tom Petty or Bob Dylan or Neil Young, you know.
There's like that literary aspect of it.
Yeah, because of my dad.
Her dad was the critically acclaimed poet and literary scholar Miller Williams. Among his many credits, crafting the poem for Bill Clinton's second inaugural.
We mean to be the people we meant to be, to keep on going where we meant to go.
Her dad's approval mattered to Lucinda, ever since his scholarly friends would gather for literary jam sessions in their living room back in the mid-'60s.
My first audience, these brilliant writers with these amazing minds, the attitude was sort of, screw the music industry. These are the people who count, you know.
Do you still feel that way?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Despite her wariness of the music industry, she moved to Nashville in 2020, where she would soon find herself facing one of the biggest challenges of her life.
The stroke happened on the right side of my brain, so the whole left side of my body was affected. I had to learn to walk again.
She's progressed a lot since her stroke, but she still can't play guitar.
I can make enough of a couple of chords, you know, to get the idea get a note in my head and then get a melody.
This week, she's releasing her latest album, Stories from a Rock and Roll Heart, where those singing backup include none other than Bruce Springsteen.
And he starts going, "My New York, come back," and that, as only Bruce can sing that, you know.
That alone is testament to her influence in the music world.
I'm not stopping.
People want to hear what she has to say.
Going crazy with the sound.
Her memoir, released this past April, became a New York Times bestseller. But it's in those folders.
Ever the perfectionist, I guess.
Yeah, you just keep...
That's what people call me.
On legal pads and on napkins, where Lucinda Williams is the most comfortable.
I didn't have a sense of rhyme yet.
Chasing down lyrical rabbit holes to find herself.
Who knows what the future holds?
In almost every song, she's laid bare her soul, and in the process, has touched ours as well.
I know you won't stay permanent.